Sea alert. World War III fears. Beijing launches terrifying military drills. China has recently launched a new training test to measure the readiness of their air force. Video footage of Beijing's latest training exercise has been released and was published on the state-owned New China TV YouTube channel. The Chinese Air Force carried out the training exercise to ensure their pilots remain vigilant in the event they need to be deployed. The training included low-altitude sea defense penetration, live ammunition discharge and airborne assaults. The exercise was specifically called to help evaluate their soldiers' maritime combat and assault operation capabilities. The video of the exercise showcased multiple military helicopters flying in formation and eliminating targets. These targets were fired at with live ammunition, with some targets being on land and others at sea. Soldiers were also recorded jumping out of helicopters and using a rope to descend to the ground. This comes as tensions remain high in the South China Sea between the Communist state and the U.S. The increase in patrols in the region has sparked fears that an accidental collision could result in subsequent skirmishes. However, the main concern is China's military island bases, which have runways, hangars, control towers and helipads. In August last year, Chinese forces launched 4 missiles into the disputed waters of the South China Sea. After this incident, the Pentagon issued a statement that said, China's actions stand in contrast to its pledge to not militarize the South China Sea and are in contrast to the United States' vision of a free and open Indo-Pacific region. A vision in which all nations, large and small, are of a free and open Indo-Pacific region. A vision in which all nations, large and small, are secure in their sovereignty, free from coercion, and able to pursue economic growth consistent with accepted international rules and norms. In recent weeks, China has also been expanding its naval bases in the South China Sea region. These moves remain closely watched by the U.S. in case of preparation for conflict.
Right, so I'd like to say Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahushua, Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahushua, Bahashem Rakaha Kadash, double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS, and salutations to you brothers out there that's doing this work in truth and sincerity. This is Revelations 11 to 14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. So I repeat that. Revelations 11 to 14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. This is the book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 9. And the scripture says, Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war. Wake up the mighty man, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Let me get that back. Joel chapter 3, verse 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war. Wake up the mighty man, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves, and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Right, so this is the book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 1. The vision of Obadiah. Thus saith the Lord, power concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen, thou art greatly despised. Right? The pride of thy heart have deceived thee, thou that dwelleth in the cliffs of the rocks, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50, verse 9. And the scripture says, For lo, I will rise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence shall she be taken, that arrows shall be as a mighty expert man, and none shall return in vain. Verse 14, it says, Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about her. All ye that bend the bow shoot at her, spare no arrows, for she hath sinned against the Lord. It says, Shoot against her round about. She hath given her hand, her foundations are fallen, her walls are thrown down, for this is the vengeance of the Lord. take vengeance upon her as she have done, do unto her. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 51, verse 1. It says, Thus saith the Lord power. Thus saith the Lord, Behold, I will rise up against Babylon, and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me a destroying wind. And I will send unto Babylon fanners that shall fan her, and shall empty her land. For in the day of trouble they shall be against her round about. Against him that bendeth let the archer bend his bow, and against him that lifteth himself up in the brigadon. And spare ye not her young men, destroy ye utterly all her host. This is verse 11. It says, Make bright the arrows, gather the shields. The Lord hath raised up the spirit of the kings of the Medes for his devices against Babylon, to destroy it, because it is the vengeance of the Lord, the vengeance of his temple. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 6. And it says, And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginnings of sorrows. This is the book of 1 Timothy, Salakia. 2 Timothy, the 3rd chapter, the 1st verse. It says, This known also, that in the last days perilous times shall come. This is the 1 Peter chapter 4 verse 7. But the end of all things is at hand. Be ye therefore sober and watch unto prayer. So again, 1 Peter 4 and 7. But the end of all things is at hand. Right? So Revelation chapter 19 verse 10. And the scripture says, And I fell at his feet to worship him. And he said unto me, See thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant and of thy brethren, to have the testimony of Yahushua. Worship the Most High, for the testimony of Yahushua is the spirit of prophecy.
China's Navy has expanded Yulin Naval Base on the island province of Hainan. The naval base is currently a conventional submarine facility. Military news database globalsecurity.org said that intelligence had found 4 new trestles for submarines, each 229 meters long, that can accommodate 16 submarines. China has shared footage of troops carrying out a simulated invasion of Taiwan, after President Xi Jinping ordered his military to be prepared for war at all times. Soldiers used live weapons in the mock takeover of an unnamed island in China's Fujian province, 214 miles away from Taiwan. Footage released by state media outlet CCTV showed Chinese helicopters fire missiles at the landmass, while People's Liberation Army (PLA) troops fired machine guns at water targets.
So I like to say Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahushua, Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahushua, Bahashim Rakah Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS, and salutations to you brothers out there that's doing this work in truth and sincerity. I like to say Shalom.